Good morning, friends. Let us continue our session on simple and compound interest. Right. Let's take one more example. In this case, the difference between compound interest and simple interest on a certain amount of money at 5% per annum for 2 years is 15. Find the sum. We know simple interest is PTR by 100. Please note this. This is interest. Compound interest is P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n is time period. Right? Here we are taking it as P. This N and T are same minus P because this part P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n or whole power P is is final amount. So compound interest is final amount minus original principal. Okay, here in this case, what is given? Difference between compound interest. We discussed earlier also. Compound interest is always higher than simple interest. Higher or equal to simple interest. If it is 1 year, then it will be equal. Otherwise, it is higher. Compound interest minus simple interest at 5% for 2 years is 15. P into 1 plus R by 100. R is 5. 5 by 100 whole for 2 years. Power 2 minus P. This is compound interest minus P into time T. 2 years into 5 by 100. This is equal to 15. P into 1 plus 5 by 100 is 0.05, right? 1.05 square minus P by 10 is equal to 15. If you solve this, P into 1 by 400 is equal to 15. 105 square, 105 by 100. This square if you do, and then if you solve this, P into 1 by 400 is equal to 15. P equal to 6,000. That's why, right? If original amount was 6,000, then if if you give it to compound interest, you will get 15 rupees higher than when you give it to 6 interest, simple interest. If it is for 2 years at 5% interest, this is an easy problem. You just need to be able to write this equation, which is what is the compound interest and what is the simple interest. Then this minus this, you just need to solve the equation. Next one. The difference between simple interest and compound interest compounded annually at the rate of 12% on 5,000, the rate of 12% per annum on 5,000 for 2 years will be. Both are same problems. Here, the difference was given. What is the principal? In this case, the principal is given. They are asking what is the difference. Okay, right. So, what is the compound interest? P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n minus P. This is the compound interest. PTR by 100 is the simple interest. That means 5,000 into 1 plus 12% interest rate, 12 by 100 for 2 years, minus 5,000. This is the compound interest. Minus 5,000 into principal into time into 2 into rate, 12 by 100. So if you solve this, 5,000 into 1.12 whole square, 1.12 square minus 5,000 minus this one, right? 50 into 2 into 12, 100 into 12, 1200, right? This is equal to 72. This is to do this equation, right? What is this? 112 square is 112 by 1.12 square is 112 by 100 square equal to 112 into 112 by 100 into 100. This 28 by 25 into 28 by 25, 5,000 into 28 by 25 into 25 by 25. 25 goes 200 times, 25 goes another times, right? So 8 into this equals 72, right? This is equal to 6272. 6272 minus 5,000 minus 1200. 6272 minus 6200 is equal to 72. Right? This is also an easy problem. Both the problems, the earlier one and this one are the same. Compound interest minus simple interest. The difference is given in this case. In this case, in this case, the principal is given. The difference was asked. Right? Let us take one more problem. If a certain sum at compound interest rate becomes double in 5 years, then in how many years will it become 16 times at the same rate of interest? Okay, very easy. This is also very easy. Compound interest. Compound interest, what is the amount? amount equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n. What we will do, let's try to understand how compound interest works. 1 plus R by 100 is a constant. Let's call it x. 1 plus R by 100 equal to x. That means A is equal to amount equal to P into x power n. N is number of years. That means for 1 year. After 1 year, what? P into x power 1. Second year, px square. Third equal to px3. Fourth equal to px4. Px power 4, 4. And after 9 years, n years, p into x power n. Right? Every year from the previous year, the ratio of this and this is always x, right? Second year by first year is x. Fourth year by third year is x. 10th year by ninth year is also x. Nth year by n minus 1 year is also x. Every year, x ratio is the x times the amount rises. Okay, x times the amount rises. Let's say 10% is the interest rate. Every year 1.1 rises. 1 plus 1, 10 by 100, it is 1.1. This x will become 1.1. Let's say 20% is the interest rate. Every year 1.2 times raises from the amount becomes 1.2 times of the previous year. Okay, x is that. X is what? 1 plus r by 100. If r is equal to 20%, x equal to 1 plus 20 by 100, 1.2. If r equal to 11%, x equal to 1 plus 11 by 100, 1.11. Right? Every year it grows like this. Okay. Now, every year it goes by the same factor. Now, let's say similarly, every year goes by the same factor. What that means? If in this case, p into x power 5 has equal to 2p. Right? Principal into x, whatever it is, for 5 years has become 2 times of the principal. What does that mean? X becomes 2 power 1 by 5. Right? X becomes 2 power 1 by 5. What does that mean? First year also 2 power 1 by 5 into p. Second year into again 2 power 1 by 5. That becomes this plus this total becomes 2 power 2 by 5. By third year, again into 2 power 1 by 5, it becomes 2 power 3 by 5. Like this, like this. 5 years, then 2 power 5 by 5 equals to 2 times. Right? If you start with 1 into 2 power 5, if you start with 100 into 2 power 1 by 5 by the end of first year. Into another 2 power 1 by 5 will become the second year. First year into 2 power 1 by 5 will become the end of second year. Second year into 2 power 1 by 5 will become third year. Third year into 2 power 1 by 5 will become fourth year. Fourth year into 2 power 1 by 5 will become fifth year. So every time P into this into this into this into this into this. Right. All of this is what? A power n a power m into a power n is a power m plus 1. This we know, right? So this becomes 2 power 1 by 5 plus 1 by 5 plus 1 by 5 plus 1 by 5 plus 1 by 5. 2 power 5 by 5 is equal to 2. So 5 years, it is doubling. What does that mean? Each year, it is increasing. It is multiplied by 2 power 1 by 5. Right? 2 power 1 by 5, every year it is doubling. Right? So now he is asking this 2 power n by 5. Now, every year it is increasing. For 5 years, 5 into 1 by 5, right? For n years, what it will become? N into 1 by 5, 2 power n by 5. P into 2 power n by 5 is saying it will be 16 times, equal to 16p. Okay, pp gets cancelled, n by 5 equal to 2 power 4. So, n by 5 equal to 2 power 4, n equal to 20. Okay, this is one way of doing things. This is otherwise, there is much simpler way. Okay. So by the way, if two in 5 years, if it is doubling, what is the interest rate? P into 1 plus r by 5, r by 100 whole power 5 equal to 2p. 1 plus r by 100 is equal to 2 power 1.1 by 5 is equal to 1.148. 2 power 1 by 5 is 1.148. That means r equal to 14.8%. If interest rate is 14.8%, that means compound interest every 5 years the amount doubles. Okay. Another easy way. 5 years it is doubling. Okay, 5 years it is doubling. That means 10 years it goes again by the same factor. If it is 2, it becomes 4. Okay, whatever is the amount. Again, in another 5 years, this amount will get doubled. Okay, the same multiplication, right? 2 into 2 is 4, 4 into 2 is 8, 8 into 2 is 16. Every 5 years, it gets multiplied by 2 times. Every 1 year, it gets multiplied by 2 power 1 by 5 times. Every 5 years, every 2 years, it gets multiplied by 2 power 2 by 5. Similarly, every 5 years, it it gets multiplied. The amount at the beginning of the first fifth year will get multiplied into two times to become what it is at the end of 10 years. Every 5 years, the amount gets multiplied. This is the beauty of compound interest. If 5 years it is taking two times, that means 10 year it will take four times. That means another 5 year, 4 into 2, 8 times. Another 5 years, 8 into 2, 16 times. Similarly, 5 years, if it is like taking 3 times, 10 years what? 3 into 3. Again, 15 years, 3 into 3 into 3. Again, 20 years, 3 into 3 into 3 into 3. Every 5 years, if it is doubling, that means the previous whatever is the amount into 2. Into 2, into 2, every 5 years you can do. You can do it like this. This is the beauty of compound interest. Now, take the same case. Same case. If in 5 years, amount has to double. Okay. If 5 years, amount has to double, then what is the interest rate for simple interest? P into T is 5 years into R by 100 is equal to B. Interest also should be equal to P. Then only it will become double, right? Interest plus principal will become 2P. If the total amount has to become 2P, then interest has to become P. That means interest rate is 20%. Now, with this 20%, if I have to do 16 times, how long does it take? P into 20 into 20%. P into T into interest rate or 20 by 100. That means 15P is equal to, this is 15P. Equal to, it should be equal to 15P, right? It should be equal because 15P plus one time will become 16P. One original principal plus 15 times of principal will become the interest. The total will become 16. So that means T by 5. P and P will get cancelled. T by 5 equal to 15. That means T equal to 75 years. For your amount to grow 16 times, if it is simple interest and interest rate of 20%, it will take 75 years. Okay, with the interest rate of 20% also. But here in this case, interest rate of 14.8% and within 20 years it is growing 16 times. See the difference, there's a difference of 55 years, even with a lower interest rate. This is compounding. Compounding happens in multiplications, right? If 3 years it takes to double, then in another 3 years it will become four times. Okay, another 3 years, it will become 8 times. Another 3 years, it will become 16 times. Every 3 years, it gets doubled. It is like this, compound interest. But simple interest is not like that. Simple interest, it grows very slowly. Okay, you understood this problem, right? Every 5 years, it becomes double. That means 10 years, it becomes four times. Another 5 years, it will become again double. Another 5 years, it will become again double of the previous one. It is like this. Every year, amount grows by the same factor from the previous year. Amount grows by every year, it grows by 2 power 1 by 5 in this case. Every year from the previous year. Okay. In fact, every collection of years, every 3 years, amount grows by the same factor from the previous 3 years. Or every 2 years, amount grows by the same factor than the earlier 2 years. Okay. Or every 5 years. Any group of years, even if it is single year group of years in compound interest, if it takes 5 years to double or if it takes 5 years to triple, another 5 years it will again triple. It is like this. Compound interest is like this. Okay, you understood this problem, right? This is an interesting problem. It's one of the previous exam questions only. In fact, all of these are previous exam questions only. That's why it is important. Some amount out of 7,000 was lent at 6% per annum and the remaining with 4% per annum. If the total simple interest from both the fractions in 5 years was 1600, find the sum lent at 6%. Very good. Let's assume the amount given lent at 6% was 6 rupees and the remaining will be 7,000 minus x. Now this x, what is the interest that we have achieved? Principal into P into what is the time? Time is 5 years into 6%, R by 100. 6 plus 7,000 minus x. 7,000 minus x into again 5 years into 4%, 4 by 100. The total of this interest is 1600. 5 by 100, let's take common. Okay, then 6x plus 5 4 is 28, 6x plus 5 we have taken common, right? 5 by 100. 4 7 is 28,000 minus 4x, right, is equal to 1600. 5 by 100 into 2x plus 28,000 is equal to 1600. 2x plus 28,000 equal to 1600 into 20, 32,000. X equal to 32,000 minus 28,000, 4,000. 2x equal to, that means x equal to 2,000. What is x? The amount that was lent at 6%. That is, what does that mean? 2,000 was lent at 6%, remaining 5,000 was lent at 4%. Both together gave 1600 for in 5 years. Right? This is an easy problem. You just need to write x and 7,000 minus x and be able to write this equation. Next, an amount of money grows to 4840 in 2 years and to 5324 in 3 years on compound interest. Find the interest rate. This is an interesting problem. Okay, how do you solve this? There's a small trick here. There's a small trick. 4840 in 2 years, 5324 in 3 years. Here, interest rate is also not given. The principal amount is also not given. So we don't know P, we don't know R. We just know T. Just in 2 years, it has gone to some 48, 40. 3 years, it has gone to 53, 24. So this is a tricky problem. You should not get worried, right? But this is very easy. Here, let's write what he has given. 48, 40 in 2 years. Let's assume it is P only, whatever it is. Let's assume some P. P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power 2 is equal to 48, 40. Amount has grown like this. Let this be equation number 1. Similarly, P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power 3. In 3 years, it is 53, 24. Let's assume this is equation number 2. Okay, we don't know P, we don't know R, but doesn't matter. Now what we will do, 3 by 2. 3 by 2. 3 is, this, sorry, 2 by 1. Equation 2 by equation 1. What is 2? P into 1 plus R by 100, P into some x cube by P into some x square, where x equal to P into 1 plus R by 100, x equals. Okay, this and this are same. So what does that mean? This by this. 2 by 1, this side, left side will give 1 plus r by 100. P gets cancelled. 1 plus r by 100 whole cube by 1 plus r by 100 whole square. So that means 1 plus r by 100 is equal to 5324 by 4840. This is equal to 11 by 10. Right. 484 into 10, 484 into 11 is 5324. 1 plus r by 100 equal to 11 by 10. R by 100 is equal to 11 by 10 minus 1, which is 1 by 10, or equal to 10%. Right? This is so easy. You should not get worried. You should not get worried that count P is not given or R is not given, nothing is given. Though nothing is given, still we can use these two statements. We can use this ratio. This is an important problem. This has been asked in one of the previous exams. So please understand this. Okay. Even if both are not given, we can still do this by doing that ratio. Basically, in 1 year, 50 it has grown by 11 by 10 times. That is given, right? It has grown by 11 by 10 times. That means we'll be able to calculate. Here, R is not given directly, but R is given indirectly. Okay, P is definitely not given, R is given indirectly. Because growth rate in 2 years we know, growth rates in 3 years is also known. And we know compound interest every year it grows by the same amount. Okay. So, so indirectly R is given. That is a trick to identify. Good. Next one. Find the compound interest on Rupee 18,750 in 2 years. The rate of interest being 4 years for the first and 8% for the second year. Okay. Very good. P into 1 plus R by 100. After first year, what it will become? 18,750 into 1 plus 4 by 100. 1.04. 18,704 whole power n. After first year, that is 19,500. Now this becomes the principal for the second year. After second year, what will it give? 90,500 into 1 plus 8 by 100 whole power n. Because second year interest rate is 8. 1.08. 19,500 into 1.08. This becomes 21,060. 21,060 rupees. So what is the total compound interest? Whatever this amount, 21,060 minus 18,750. This was the original amount. it becomes 2310. This is also an easy problem. You should not get confused because there are two different interest rates. You just need to calculate it separately. Calculate both the interest rates separately. First year, what is the interest? That what is the amount first year? And by the end of first year, what is the amount? Then that becomes the starting amount for the second year, and then we use the interest rate separately. And the beginning of the first year, 18,750, it, and total amount by the end of first year will become 18,750 into 1 plus 4 by 100. That is 18,750 into 1.04, which becomes 19,500 end of first year. 19,500 by the end of first year. That means for second year, the beginning is 19,500. Now, interest will be calculated on this 19,500. What is the interest? What is the total amount? Total amount by the end of second year will become 19,500. This becomes P. P into 1 plus R by 100. 1 plus 8 by 100 whole power again for 1 year only. 4 power n. So 19,500 into 1.08, this becomes 21,060. So the total compound interest is, total net is whatever amount, final amount at the end of 2 years minus whatever the original amount at the beginning of first year. Okay, 21,060 minus 18,750, 2,310 will become compound interest. Okay, the population of a particular area of a city is 5,000. It increases by 10% in 1 year in the first year, decreases by 20% in the second year because of whatever reason. In the third year, the population increases by 30%. What will the population? This is a hypothetical question. Don't worry why it has increased, why it has decreased. But the goal is what exactly is the population at the end of 3 years. Okay. This could be a rat population. This could be any population. Okay. So at the end of first year, we started with 5,000. 5,000 into 10% increase. 10% increase means 1 plus 10 by 100. It is 1.1. At the end of first year is 5,500. Now at the end of second year, that means beginning of second year is 5,500. In this 5,500, 20% is decrease. That means zero point 0.8. That means 1 minus 20 by 100. This is equal to zero point 0.8. 5,500 into 1 minus 20 by 100. 20% is decrease means I can directly multiply by zero point 0.8. Right, zero point 0.8 into 5,500. So by the end of second year, it will be 4,400. 5,500 into zero point 0.8. Now, at the beginning of third year, it is 4,400. And in third year, the population again increases by 30%. Right. So 4,400, which is at the beginning, into 1.3. 1 plus 30 by 100. 1 plus zero point 0.3, which is 1.3. So at the end of third year, it will become 4,400 into 1.3, which is 5,720. Okay. We started with 5,000 and we ended with 5,720. What is this point 1? Point 1 is 1 plus 10 by 100. 10% is the increase rate. And point 8 is 1 minus 20 by 100. Right, because this is decrease. Equal to zero point 0.8. And what is this 0.3? 1.3. 1.3 is 1 plus 30 by 100. Okay, so this is also an easy problem. Let's take another problem. Rama borrowed a sum of money from Krishna at the rate of 8% per annum simple interest for the first 4 years, 10% per annum simple interest for the next 6 years, and 12% per annum for the period beyond 10 years. If he pays a total of 12,160 at the end of 15 years, how much money did he borrow? Okay, simple. This is very simple. PTR by 100. Principal is common. Principal will always remain same. T and R are changing. We just need to calculate what is the respective amounts and then add P into first 4 years, right? 8% for the first 4 years. Time is 4 into 8, P into 4 into 8 by 100. Plus next 6 years it is again 10%. Plus next 5 years. Next 5 years it is 12%. P into 6 into 10 by 100. P into 5 into 12 by 100. So P by 100 will take common. 4 8 32 plus 6 10 60 plus 5 12 60. Okay. P by 100 into 152 is equal to 12160. P is equal to 100 into 12160 by 152. Right? So 150 goes 8 times. 150 goes in 1216 8 times, right? So 160 by 150 is equal to 80 into 100. Principal equal to 80 into 100, which is equal to 8,000. Okay, this is also a very easy problem because PTR by 100, PTR by 100, PTR by 100, three different time periods. We just need to put all of them together. Okay, let's find some other problem. On 3,000 invested at a simple interest rate of 6% per annum, 9,000 is obtained as interest in certain years. Okay, we don't know what are those years. T, we don't know. In order to earn 1600 as interest on 4,000 in the same number of years, what should be the rate of simple interest? This is also very easy calculation. P into T into R by 100 is equal to 900. Principal is 3,000. Time we don't know. In 6% interest rate by 100 is equal to 900. What does that mean? T equals 900 into 100, uh, or these zeros will get cancelled. 900 by 6 into 30, which is equal to 5 years. Now, what is he saying? In order to earn 1600 as interest on 4,000 in the same number of years, in the same number of years means in 5 years, the new principal is 4,000. 4,000 into 5 years, T is 5 into R. What is R? We don't know. By 100 is equal to 1600 is the interest that we have to earn. It's equal to 1600. Now what will R become? R becomes 1600 by 5 into 40, which is equal to 8%. Right? So these are all easy problems only. You just need to write. I need to be careful in writing these proper equations, and then you can be able to solve any kind of simple and component problems. Okay, so we'll take up more questions in the next session. Please keep practicing. Any doubts? Any doubts? Then please write to me. Please comment. Then we'll take them up. Okay, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.